And so was Bill Maloney, the fake child abuse activist. Where's he gone now? Because it all coincides with Bill Maloney telling me my life was in danger, which is to frighten me.
And is Bill Maloney dead?
Bill Maloney's not dead. No, he's hiding in some caravan somewhere.
Now, he's a journalist.
Who is?
Bill Maloney, yeah?
No, well, he was supposed to be an anti-child abuse activist, but...
That's what you two have to understand. I'm fed up with being attacked by you both. I'm fed up with it, really. I can't continue to do what I'm doing.
No one's attacking
in the right way.
No one's attacking
you. Disappear for weeks, then you come back.
Yeah, you're going back on something. You're looking for something to argue about. You want to argue.
It's not argument.
I've just lost my brother, Mick. He's just fucking died, bruv. I don't even know how the cunt died.
Listen, you're bringing that into it now, right? We're talking about something on the outside. You can't
see this cunt. I've done him. You go and do him. You go and get a camera. You go and do what I do. If it's going to go like this, let's go now. Let's stop it. No, let's stop it right now. We're going now. Alright, get the cameras. Let's fucking drop it out. Come on, right?
No, let me rubbish, man.
Take your spliff in it. I told you stuff tonight. I told you stuff tonight. I trusted you. You look like you're out your fucking nut already, bruv. You know what I mean? What? Leave the puff alone. Sit there and we'll all talk properly.
We are talking.
I'm not. Every time me and Mick get together, there was a fucking row.
Mate, you look.
There's answers. Just want some answers, Bill.
I just gave you some information,
yeah,
right?
And I've fucking come and I've helped you, and I've been in this for a year. Right now, you have a bit of fucking respect. I've helped you.
Do that and get out of my fucking place now. Come on, Brian. You apologise to me for what you just said, or I ain't never gonna fucking talk to you again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm fucking 100%.
You really serious?
Yeah.
So I've come into this, I'm now in danger.
Shall we stop the rows now?
You're not in danger.
You are not in danger.
I am.
Who? I'm the cunt in danger.
I am.
Yeah, I've got 3 old Bill around me.
Yeah, and I'm not being
watched. And I've brought you up. No, you're not being watched, only by yourself.
Really? Mate, seriously. You've got to sort this attitude out with me, man. I'm trying to help you, dude.
I can't fucking believe this.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you, mate.
No, I do think
I don't understand what you're worried about.
I know that, Mum, but fucking hell.
If I've got a question, I can ask you because you're my mate.
I know, but
if you can't ask me, it comes as a rat. That's
I if you've got something,
why are all these people saying it? About you being an antagonistic?
Who is it?
John Wedger.
Yeah. Who's allowed to ask questions?
Chris Fay.
Yeah.
Ain't that enough already?
This seems strange.
How you doing, everyone? My name's Brian Harvey, ex-lead singer from E17, and today I really need to make a video because I've had enough of being victimised here now, right? Right, firstly, to the government, right, and to Ian Puddick, right? Don't think I don't know what you're up to, right? Everyone knows what you're doing to me, right? You're suppressing my information, right? You want to put me in prison so that I can get fans swinging, right? I've been a prisoner in my own home now, right, for about 5 years, 4 to 5 years, and it's because of Ian Puddick and Bill Maloney. And also, there's another man out there, right, who's doing the rounds looking like a hero, and his name's John Wedger. Now, John, you was the copper that picked me up and took me down to meet Bill Maloney the very first time, right? Let's not forget that. You took me down to meet Bill Maloney. You picked me up from my house, took me down to Parliament. I got out the back of your motor, and I got into the back of another motor where I met Bill Maloney for the first time. Now, I meet Bill Maloney because I offered to help him with filming because I got cameras and all the rest of it, right? Right, it's about time we have this shit right because I've had enough of this, yeah? Right, so Bill Maloney, your funder was a guy called Ian Puddick. Ian Puddick bought me a Ninja recorder to go and film an alleged Operation Fernbridge witness, right? Let's have this right, yeah? And also, James Fielding at the Express, which is where that story went in the paper on the front page. 2014, January, right, we're down there on the 10th, yeah, and on the 12th, it comes out on the Sunday, right? So we had 2 days filming down now. Now, this guy who I filmed was made to lie. Why? Because it was to discredit me and himself, right? So he's been told to mix the truth with lies. So at the end of it, you can say, oh, the whole thing's bullshit. You've all been reading off the same hymn sheet, right? From David Icke to Richie Allen to Ian Puddick to anyone in the mainstream press that I've gone to see about this, right? You've all said the same thing. Exaro News, all of you. You have all said, right, oh, this guy seems very susceptible to manipulation. That's right. That's because you lot are making him susceptible to manipulation, right? Let's have it right now, okay? Okay, right. So Bill Maloney has been missing for 3 to 4 years, right, because of what I put out and what I was saying about him, because of what he was trying to do to me. Ian Puddick, you funded that trip to go down and film Andrew Ash. You bought me a Ninja recorder. Remember? I put the receipt online, okay? Right, now, you, Mr. Puddick, are not a plumber. Let's have it right. You're good friends with the ex-Defence Minister, Michael Portillo, right? You're putting tweets up saying that your dad's ex-counter-terrorism, right? You've got an alleged fake backstory about the police were spent £1.5 million tracking you, right? Because you was harassing a guy who had an affair with your alleged wife, right? Same as Bill Maloney's got an alleged wife, and Ben Fellows has got an alleged wife, yeah? Right, so what is this? Have you got to make up a fake backstory to pretend that you're a family man, to inject yourselves into the alternative media, to go out there and ruin real truthers? Because that's what I think's going on. And John Wedger, you're sitting on that commission at the minute, playing it like you're a hero. But you still seem to have Bill Maloney hanging out the back of you. So what's that all about? Because are you really seriously telling me that you don't know what Bill Maloney's been doing to me, who came along to help at the goodness of my heart? Seriously? And now I've got to be trapped like a prisoner in my own home after selling 22 million records. I've never done fucking nothing to no one. And the Prime Minister don't want to talk to me when I've got evidence of phone tapping, right? You know why you don't want to talk to me? Because Andy Coulson, you are guilty of perjury. That's why David Cameron didn't want to talk to me. But what did the mainstream press do? Oh, Brian Harvey's down here, he's a nutcase. Yeah, he's here about money the government owe him. No, I'm not. I don't want your money. I don't give a fuck about your money. I'm not a money person, right? And everyone knows that. So don't try and make me out to be a money person. And Ian Puddick, right? You funded me, that ninja, to go down and film Andrew Ashworth. Let's have it right. And the Express, you filmed it and put it on the front page. Now, James Fielding, I'm calling you out because you seem to be working very closely with these people and putting the disinformation out there. Has anyone arrested James Fielding for putting that front page story of Andrew Ash out there? No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Your name ain't come into it yet. But I tell you what, you're being called out today. Because I don't know who you are, but on the day, you didn't want your face on camera. That was for a reason. Andrew was meant to fill my head with a load of shit. And then Ian Puddick allegedly he's the one putting up Brian Harvey fails a psychological test for Big Brother. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't do it. I was asked, but I didn't take that £500,000, which I could have quite easily gone on there and kept my mouth shut. I just chose not to get involved. You set that up, mate. And you're the one that's had my computers taken for malicious communication, yeah? I'll show you what malicious communication is, because you're talking about July and August in 2017, yeah? Well, I'll tell you what, mate. What's that? That's 2015. And I've reported you to Operation U-Tree, right? Operation Midland, Wiltshire Police, Special Branch. I've gone to Scotland Yard about it. I've been to Downing Street. Yet no one seems to want to do anything. Is that because you've got connections like Michael Portillo and you're not really who you say you are? Because I can't see how a plumber is running around the alternative media, turning up on the UK column with Brian Gerrish, who is partners with Lou Collins, who's partners with Bill Maloney, who's partners with Chris Fay, who know how to get hold of Ben Fellows when he's supposedly missing. And Ben Fellows shot a film for Tony Mortimer, right, out of E17, my group, who knows Tom Watkins, who Tom Watkins I've fallen out with. Let me ask you a question. Did Tom Watkins have a special relationship with the News of the World there? Is that why you hacked me, right? Because I was going to America and you needed to set me up with your sting operation that you've now today all been caught out on, but don't want to seem to do anything about it. And you hacked off Peter Dukes and Ian Puddick. You know him and all, didn't you, mate? Yeah, you seem to know everyone. So what are you, a plumber or are you MI5? Right? Who are you, mate? Who are you? Because you've had my computers taken now and you've tried to break me down. You've tried to break me. Had me living in my house, scared to go outside. I ain't been nowhere in 5 years. UK public, I want to tell you right now. I've been scared to leave my house for 5 years. 5 years. While they're out there rubbishing me. Oh, Brian Harvey made up hacking. Brian Harvey's forcing Andrew Ash into talking about VIP pedos. No, I weren't. Bill Maloney took me down now. And Ian Puddick, you funded me the bloody ninja for it. And after I go and do the interview and I catch you all out, you start doing shit like this. What did you do? Put this up at 10:10 at night, right, on the 26th of the 1st, 2015. I think you'll find that's more than a couple of years prior to you accusing me of your bullshit. Now, I'm telling you now, I want my fucking computers back, right? And if you dare put something on my computer and try and turn me into one of your fucking dirty little characters, you got a war coming your way, mate. I want you all in court. I'm going to bring a private criminal prosecution against the fucking lot of you, because I'm not going through this for another day. And the UK public, you need to open your eyes, whether you like me or not, and start recognising what I'm saying to you, because I'm coming with hardcore proof. Do you think I went to Downing Street and Scotland Yard and called them all out for the fun of it? No, I've shown you the evidence. It's in my window, stuck in my window behind me. I'm waiting for you to turn up at my house, police. I'm waiting for you. And don't think I ain't got clones, because I have. And I'll tell you what, we're going to fucking war. Because I've had enough of this. Reporting restrictions, don't do this, don't do that, you mustn't say that. What is really going on? How comes there's been no arrests of real fucking nonsense or anything? What is going on? Yeah? And anyone that goes out there and tries to do the right thing, you lot fucking turn on them. We know who your little crew is. Bill Maloney, Ian Puddick, Brian Gerrish, David Icke, Richie Allen, Lou Collins, Ben Fellows, the list goes on. James Fielding, The Express. And I'll tell you another funny thing. The Express newspaper, yeah? The people that put out Andrew Ash's story. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something right now, yeah? By the way, there's an email to Operation U-Tree, yeah? That proves there, right there, DC Tony Atkin. And to John Wedger, this DC Tony Atkin was ringing me up trying to give evidence against you, by the way. That's why I gave you my phone number the other day through Red Pill Phil. But you're too busy still bigging up Bill Maloney, who's out there turning everyone over. Now, I'm fucking fed up with it and I've had enough of it. And this shit is going to fucking stop today, right? I will turn up at any of these fucking court cases now, because I'm not having this bollocks from you. You try to set me up, you tell me my life's in danger, right? And then when I turn it on you and say my life's in danger after you've just told me that we're all on some hit list, like you've got the power to stop me being on that hit list. Or if you don't want to be in this, you need to let me know today. Why? Could you stop it? Who's the barrister that told you that we're all on a hit list? I'd like to know, please. Yeah? Oh, your life's in danger, but you've got to keep stum. Are you having a fucking laugh? Are you taking me for some sort of cunt? Seriously, mate? Yeah? And then I'll tell you I'm being watched. You're not being watched. You're only being watched by yourself. Really? Well, why are you sending me emails then? Why are you sending me emails saying, the nonsense grafting you, bruv, watch your back? You're a fucking complete walking contradiction, mate, and I've had enough of you. And I'll tell you what, if this shit carries on, I'll come and fucking find you, right? Because you ain't fucking doing this to me no more. You all know what you're doing. The police are colluding with it. The government are colluding with it. And you just want to keep painting me up like I'm some nutcase. Well, I'll tell you what, today I have no more of it. I'm having no more of this bollocks from you fucking people. I've got all the evidence here. Right, forget about the phone hacking for a minute. Separate issue. Well, at least it's supposed to be a separate issue. We all know the real reason why I was walked into that Andrew Ash story by Ian Puddick, who's funding me a Ninja recorder, right? And if you think I'm lying about him funding me a Ninja recorder, have a look at his own tweets, and there's the receipt gone to Leakbusters, his front plumbing company. Now, I've had enough of it, right? I have had enough of it. There's the box. There's the picture. Don't take me for a fucking idiot, because I don't go out there shouting out about things that I can't prove. And I can prove everything, yeah? I can prove everything. So if you really want to go to war with me, let's have it. Because I'm not sitting in this house scared of you fucking people no longer. You've had your fucking chance, right? You've had your chance. Now I'm coming for you, right? Now I'm going to come for you. And believe me, I will find a solicitor, which I'm already sorting out at the minute, right? And I will come for you. I will bring a private criminal prosecution towards the rest of you. I will do it, mate. Right, so you do your worst with my computers. CPS, I've been tweeting you all this evidence. You haven't replied to me, neither have the Met Police. But you want to turn up at my house at 4:45 in the morning talking about I reported an incident. The one time I didn't report it to you and just posted it online, you come round my house. That's funny, isn't it? Yeah? What about the death threats? Bill Maloney, the nonsense of grafting you. Watch your back, bruv. But no one's watching me. You're a contradiction, Bill, right? Absolute contradiction. And I've fucking had enough of you. And I'll tell you now, Brian Harvey fails the psychological test for Celebrity Big Brother. No, I didn't, because I didn't even go. Libelous, same as your other fucking libelous comments, right? Now, I'm sick of you. I've had enough, right? You people are fucking going down. And if the government of this country don't act right, I swear to God, this information is going around the fucking world. And I am now calling on every single E17 fan that is out there across the whole fucking world. Please open your eyes and wake up. I know there's some good ones out there. Right, and I know that they're only showing me a load of trolls online at the minute. You're holding back my YouTube numbers. How can I have evidence of phone tapping like that and have 60 odd views on it in fucking years? Does that make sense to you when I've got millions of views? It's all right when you use House of Love, isn't it, for the T-Mobile advert, right, for the fake royal wedding spoof. That's all right, that'll get 30 million views. As soon as I've got something real to say, no one wants to know, 60 odd views. Now that is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Right. Now, the problem that you got, Robert Kellaway's police witness statement. He did phone tap me, he did hack me, he did know about hacking, all right? Peter Dukes, who live tweeted from the trial, Kellaway confirms he knew nothing about hacking. This is why Richard Mallett, my ex-solicitor, didn't want to send me the files, because he knew it walked him straight into phone tapping. And the old bill were complicit, because you requested it from Robert Kellaway, who's lied about the Millie Dowler case, right? Now, when I go and do the Andrew Ash interview and film that, because I'm walked into it by Chris Fay and Bill Maloney, funded by Ian Puddick, guess who else is working there at the same time? Robert Kellaway, before, after and during, right? So am I honestly to believe that Robert Kellaway didn't know about it? Yeah? That's why the Express took a picture of me. Right, James Fielding, I'm calling you out, mate. I'm calling you out. And I tell you what, mate, you better fucking contact me, because you're right up in the middle of this thing. I've been living in my house, right, like a fucking hermit, right, because of you cunts. And today, I'll tell you what, it ends. I ain't fucking scared of you, and you're not going to win this. You know why you're not going to win it? You know why you're not going to win it? Because you ain't got God on your side. You ain't got a godly fucking bone in your bodies. All you care about is turning people over and making money. Money is your God. Do you know why? Because you're all Freemasons. All roll your fucking trouser leg up and come for the genuine people. Well, I'll tell you what, mate. Today it fucking stops. Because I've had enough of you. I'm bringing a private criminal prosecution against you people. I'm going to open up a GoFundMe page, and I am asking the world, this country, I'm asking you, please support me. Because if you don't, these people are going to kill me. And I've had enough of the threats. I've had enough of the threats. Please, I'm going to set up a GoFundMe page. Please get behind me and support me. Don't let these people carry on doing this to people, to innocent people, locking people away, keeping them suppressed, can't tell the truth. What are we fucking living in? What are we fucking living in today in this country? It is disgusting. I've had enough of it. So if you're going to kill me, come and kill me. If not, I'll tell you what, right? I'm coming for you. Because I've fucking had enough of this bullshit. I'll be putting another video up soon and putting a link up to a GoFundMe page. Please fund me and help me beat these people. Please, I'm asking you, the UK public, do you want to see this stuff end? Now's the time to stand up and make a fucking stand. I'm sorry about the swearing. I'm over it. Get over it. Be offended. Whatever. Nothing happens. Nothing happens when you get offended. Might actually be good for some people to get offended, to bring you back down to a humble level again. Like I've had to live like in the past 6 years. Oh, do you think I can say this? Do you feel? No, fuck off now. That's it. We're going to fucking war. UK public, please get behind me and support me on this. All right? Because enough is enough. I ain't going to lie to you. Here's all the evidence here. They're trying to suppress it from you so you don't find out about it, basically. I've got no reason to lie. How many pop stars have you seen outside the front of Downing Street calling them out? How many pop stars have you seen, right, in being spoken about in Parliament? You haven't. I'm the only one. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why Tom Watkins set up that ecstasy interview to get me sacked. Right? So he had a reason to make it look like I destroyed myself. That's what it was. Ask yourself why. What did I find out about? What did I find out about that they had to make me look like I destroyed myself? And that was in 1997. We're now in 2018. 21 fucking years you people have been doing this to me. And I tell you what, it ends now. You want a war? You fucking got one.
So, hi. Welcome back. It's Christine Joanne Art. And we have a guest, Brian Harvey, from E17. And he has been sharing with us tonight. So, back with Brian. Brian, you still with us? Hello, Brian.
Yeah, you there? That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, still with you. Yeah, sorry about that. That was I was having an angry moment there, and then this ding 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 ding, the music started creeping in the background, and it felt really weird.
Knocked you out of it.
Yeah. So yeah,
it must be hard because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for just sorry, Chris, to the listeners that are out there that because this goes out in America, and I know that probably all of you are not going to know who I am or the people that I'm talking about, but this, although you don't know me, you don't know the band, you don't know any of the previous, I am actually the one with all of the evidence, and we never really broke America. So all of those in America, I understand how this is coming across, and it's I know it's a little bit angry, and you may think, I'm not sure about this bloke, but everything I'm telling you is genuine, and I know I'm just throwing myself out there, talking on radio to people that probably don't care and don't know who I am anyway. But this is a real serious situation, and I have been targeted, and to some extent, the UK government are involved, and I just happen to be the only pop star that's ever been mentioned in Parliament. Even that in itself is strange, over a drug set up in 1997, which kind of all works hand in hand with everything else from that point, where I was set up by the ex-manager to do an interview talking about my experience with the drug ecstasy, in which another band member, Tony Mortimer, gave an interview to The Guardian on the very same thing 2 weeks prior. And there was a big dispute in the band. The management contract was going to end. The band was kind of on its finishing days, and the manager wanted to sign us again. I didn't want to sign. I found out something else about the manager as well, and he knew I was definitely not going to sign with him. So they had to destroy me and make me look like I'm someone that's destroyed my own career and destroyed myself, and only show you. I only show you the bad bits of anything I've ever done, basically. I don't think there's ever been one good story ever written, if there's not one that I can remember anyway. So that's my story, and I was in a band called East 17, and we had a lot of top 20 records. We was fortunate enough to have a number one record called Stay Another Day, and that was 1994 Christmas #1. That record is quite famous in the UK and across Europe and Far East Asia. The only place really that is probably not famous is all over America. So, but that's a little bit on my history, who I am. We went on to sell 22 million records in total, and I was the lead singer from that group, and I'm over here now, years later on benefits, 21 years later on benefits. After selling 22 million records. So, it's not a hard one to work out. And the reason that I'm in this position is because I've got a big mouth, and I speak as I find, because life's very short. And if you don't say what you mean, you're wasting your own time, really. And so I'm saying exactly what I mean, but I'm also aware that it may come across like, who is this bloke? Who is he? But I can assure you everything I'm saying is genuine, and I'm in a real fight here against some powerful people, although I just look at them as like, they're just another body on the toilet having a shit in the morning, all of this, whatever, sirs and knighthoods and names, these have all come from people who think they're above us, that have given other people titles so they can have a nice time in life, while all the rest of us suffer. And that's the most obvious thing that sticks in my mind now, is that we don't live very long. And why do people have to suffer all the time? And it's taken my own suffering to bring me down to that level, to make me realise, bloody hell, if they can do this to me, and I've sold 22 million records, I've actually done something. I've actually paid a lot of tax and put into this country. And if they can treat me like this, then people with no voice, who are having their, have got mental difficulties, depression, anxiety, whatever, they're crippling illnesses, and they stop you in your tracks. And people with these illnesses there's no care for these people. I know because they haven't cared for me. If anything, I'm still registered sick and they're still trying to ruin me. So I know that no one else has got even a tenth of a chance that I've got, and I've got no chance. So, you know, life's too short. I don't just want to leave behind a bad record. Let's expose these people, right? Let's get everything out in the open. Let's have some transparency, right? For once in our lives, let's have some transparency and change this country. We don't need nonsense running the country. I don't want people in other countries thinking that I'm okay with alleged nonsense running this country. I'm not okay with that. I don't want people looking at us like that's what we bow down to.
Like we're Belgium.
What's that?
I said like we're Belgium. Remember that joke in that film in Bruges? And Colin Farrell says to that Belgium girl, what's Belgium known for? Chocolate and molesting children. And the only reason they got good at the chocolate was to get to the kids.
Oh, mate, that's terrible.
I know it's terrible.
Oh.
I think we're known as paedophile capital, aren't we, in England? It's so depressing.
And it's not our fault.
Well, not you and I, no, but obviously someone.
You know, and then we've got people like, you know, the bloke that's had me arrested for an alleged malicious communication. This is such an absolute joke. This is another dig at me to frustrate the life out of me. Don't forget this man that said that I've called him a name. Is the one that actually funded me the piece of equipment to go and film this Operation Fernbridge Witness. And this Fernbridge Witness has named royalty, bankers, he's named everyone, this geezer. And his computers haven't been taken, and neither of my accusers' computers have been taken either. And that's because you're very high up, man, within MI6 and all that old Bill world. And you know it.
What was that?
And so was Bill Maloney, the fake child abuse activist. Where's he gone now? Where you gone, Bill? Where's Chris Fay?
Hello? Stop. What was that stuff you told me about the red rooms? Remember we were going to talk about it this week because we talked about it last week off air. Can you refresh my memory and just start from the beginning on that little story? Okay,
well, the reason that the story came up was because a friend of mine is now dead, and another friend, and his name is John Harris, and he was the guy that was out there doing all the free man on the land talks, and you know, talking about the difference between lawful and legal, and he gave quite a lot of talks. He was a very interesting, clued up, clever man. And he became a good friend of mine. So that's how I got into like learning about all the free man on the land stuff. And this guy later on, just before he died, said to me, he goes, "You've seen something, mate, and that's what the problem is." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "I don't know where you was, but you was in a nightclub somewhere." And he said, "You've seen some kind of secret door open, or I don't know. You've seen inside somewhere and you've seen something you shouldn't have done. And when you saw it, you said something and brought it up to whoever, I don't know, but you questioned it." And I'm saying to John, "But where was I, John? What nightclub?" And I'm thinking, was it Stringfellas? Because we had a little time when we would go down there for a little, because we could take the piss. We could go in there in tracksuits, you know what I mean? Me and my mates, of course we was going to go in, sit on Peter's table, get drunk, have a laugh and go home. So I'm thinking maybe it was Stringfellas. We was going down there every week for a little while. And he goes, "I don't know. All I know is you was in a club and you've seen some door open somewhere. And inside that door, you've seen something that you shouldn't have done. And they've clocked you and you've clocked them. And this is what your real problem is, mate." And he said, but I said, "I don't remember, John. I don't remember seeing a secret door or nothing like that. I can't remember nothing. Let me think. And I'm really, really trying to think. And I'm trying to picture all sorts of scenarios. Maybe I saw something I didn't realise. And he's dead now. Apparently committed suicide. and he was found with according to his missus, he was found with a bag on his chest. And according to someone that alleges to be his daughter, a Chelsea Joe Harris, she's put out something on Facebook and said he hung himself. And just before all of this happened, he came round here after I'd come back from Parliament again, right? And he was already outside and he was acting strange. He was saying things like, you know, no one's going to see me for a long time, mate. And I'm like, what do you mean? What's going on? You know, and he was trying to say things to me like, you know, he's fallen in love with some younger bird. And I'm like, what are you talking about, John? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, hang on, what are you trying to do here? Discredit yourself in front of me so I don't act on any of your information again. That's how I saw it. Because I thought he's a clever man. He had a video out called It's an Illusion. And this is all an illusion that's happening to me right now. He then went on to tell me that he was from another planet. And I thought, no, you haven't just said that to me. You haven't just said that to me. Okay, all right then. And he finished it off with, and one day maybe I'll be able to go home. And
which planet?
And I don't know. I don't know. I doubt we can even get off this planet, is the actual truth of it. So I don't know. But I believe it was all an act, because it all coincides with Bill Maloney telling me my life was in danger, which is to frighten me.
And is Bill Maloney dead?
Bill Maloney's not dead. No, he's hiding in some caravan somewhere.
He's a journalist.
Who is?
Bill Maloney, yeah?
No. Well, he was supposed to be an anti-child abuse activist, but
I've heard his name before.
Yeah, well, Ian Puddick funds him. And
right.
if you doubt that, I've posted up a video on my YouTube where they're talking about the Hampstead cover-up. And you'll hear Bill Maloney in his own voice saying, I've been working with Ian Puddick. And there was no need to drop that in the conversation, because he doesn't go on to any other point, just says a very intelligent man. And I've been working with Ian Puddick. And I just thought, what's that doing in there? But I'll have that. Thank you very much, because, you know, this is a geezer that's saying that I've called him a name. This is a bloke that's bought me a piece of equipment to film a Fernbridge witness who's going to accuse everyone under the sun. And Bill Maloney, the geezer that you're funding, is telling me my life's in danger, which is why I go to Downing Street and tell them my life's in danger, which is why I know I reported Ian Puddick first. So it's ridiculous. But
anyway, back to
John, what was your the Red Rooms, right?
Yes.
It was important that you had the backstory on John Harris there, right? Because this is why it's so weird. Okay. I couldn't remember this thing, whatever it was, but John was sure, and I'm thinking, how does he know anyway? Right. So anyway, a little while after that, Daniela pops up on the scene, didn't she? Right. Ain't seen her for years. Comes round here. Right. Starts getting on this child abuse thing and that. Oh, I know loads. And she claims she was abused as a child and we're talking about all sorts of stuff. We're talking about the ex-manager Tom Watkins, because she was friends with a girl called Danny Bear, and Danny Bear was in a group called Faith Open Charity who Tom Watkins used to manage. So I was hearing all sorts of stories. But anyway, I said to Daniela,
hang on, what
John Harris
stories?
Hang on, let me get to this first. John Harris has said to me, Dan, that apparently in some nightclub somewhere, I've seen some secret door open or something. Right. And she went, oh, yeah, you know where that was? That was when we was in Brown's and we went up and we was in the geezer's office. Do you remember? And then he hit a button and the wall moved and we went upstairs again. And I went, oh, yeah. Now, the reason I couldn't remember that, I would never have remembered that, but it was the secret door. I remember being bewildered with this. Oh, mate, that's brilliant. I've always liked a fireplace that turned round. You know what I mean? Or stairs lift up and you've got a secret room. Do you know what I mean? Like a little, like a panic room, or put a studio in there or something.
So what was it again? It was in Brown's. And where is Brown's?
That was up, where is that? It's up London, like up, I can't remember exactly, man. I'm terrible with them roads and all that up there. Brown's nightclub. If you Google Brian Harvey, Daniela Westbrook, go to images, and the first one that comes up on the top left, you'll see her standing outside the front door on that very night. I've got like a brown V-neck woolly jumper on with my cap backwards. and you'll see the Browns logo of the door, the nightclub behind us. So it'll all be there. But that was the night, right? That was the night. And so it's funny that there's a picture there, because I'm trying to have it help me remember where I was at then, and I can't remember back that far. I can't. Right, but
so she said, sorry, what year was that then?
That's got to be 1993 or 1994.
No, quite early on.
I was quite
sorry, when you went to the office, what part opened the wall?
I remember the desk was sort of, you could walk round the back of the desk, so your back would be to the back of the wall and the desk was in front, and it was behind the desk to the right, I think. And that moved, and we went up some stairs. Right. And at the top of the stairs, there was a curtain over the door. And the guys sort of opened the door for us, pulled the curtain back, and Danny's walked through with me holding her hand. And it's like we've had to walk sort of 3 or 4 meters to go through this room, which goes out into a corridor with more rooms off of it, right? And it was all red. The floor was red. The walls were red. The lighting was red, closed red lighting, like them little IKEA red lamps. It was red. And we've had to cut through this room to get to the red corridor. And as we've cut through this room, I've sort of turned holding Danny's hand and got my head down like, sorry, you know what I mean, one of them. And I've looked to the left and I've clocked this knee, which I thought was this woman's knee. And I saw this knee and I thought, something don't look right there. That knee looks really skinny, man. I thought, ain't filling out the suspender properly. And as I looked round and I looked up, I thought, she was done up like a woman, but it was a girl. She was I don't know, 13 or something. I don't know. You know, and I remember it was the knee that done me. I thought that knee don't look right. I had to take a double look. I thought this woman looks a bit weird. And I looked back, I thought, no, she's young. And I looked next to her, and it was a boy in a suit. And then there was like 4 adults around them. And I don't know them people are.
And how old was the boy?
He looked younger than the girl.
Like 10?
11, 12 could have been. Just guessing, you know what I mean? But then, back then, no one had heard of paedophiles. No one had heard of this. I've just got into the industry. So I'm not taking notice. Nowadays, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that ain't right straight away. Do you know what I mean? But even then it was in me. But it wasn't because the thing that done it was not, oh, this is blatant. Look, there's kids in here and adults. I mean, number one, it was through an office and through a private, a wall that moved and a secret door that you ain't supposed to notice there. Then you go upstairs, right? And there's 4 adults around these people. There's like one of them seats that goes around the edge like you'd have in a club where a few people can sit on it. And the 2 kids were sitting on there. The girl was on the left, the boy was on the right. There was an adult to the boy's right. There was 2 adults to the girl's left. And there was one with their back to me sitting at the little round table. And there was drinks on the table, dimly lit. There weren't no sex going on or nothing like that. But it was the knee. And I thought, the knee don't look right. And when I took a second glance, she was young, probably about 13. And the boy, probably about 11, 12, something like that. I can sort of see his face in my head now. When I picture
Would Danielle know more about it, or
she'll I don't know, she may know more about it, because the only reason I ended up in that club is because she dragged me around now. And then when you look at the story that was in the paper about the Red Rooms, it says that the place got raided and there was a geezer upstairs selling drugs from a toilet. Well, once we got into that corridor and gone through that room, I remember her going behind another wall and saying to me, stay there, I'm going to go to the toilet, because if that wall closes, I can't get out. And I thought, oh, all right. But I'm not thinking anything of it. I remember my mindset at that time. Oh, all right. So I'm standing there waiting for 2 minutes and she comes back out. Must have bought drugs in there, because that's what come out in the story. Red Room, fucking drug dealer in there or whatever. Yeah, but what I saw going through getting to that bit. And I remember that now. And it was only because she reminded me, so she knows. But the thing is I think the people, whoever they are, I think they think he knows who we are. You would have known who I was at the time, but I wouldn't have known who you was. But it's someone.
What celebrities went there at the time? Can you remember any?
Everyone. Ronnie Wood. I remember seeing him in there one night.
Can you remember any that used the rooms, the secret rooms?
Oh, no. From what I could see, it was empty, them rooms, but there was beds. Rooms left, right, off this corridor. And I've not seen any sex or anything like that going on, but it was the knee that done me. And what John Harris is talking about, he's gone and you questioned it. And when I think back, I've gone to the geezer once we've come through the room and we've got into the corridor, and obviously he's in front because he's taking lead, so we're following him. And I've gone, wait, mate, look, that's not right, is it? Saying that because I was just trying to get onto the like, mate, the knee. Do you see that knee? That knee didn't look right. So that's how naive I am. Right, it's that need, that, and I remember going, oh, no, you're right, and we were still walking, so it was like the option wasn't there. But the fact that I'd even said that, how did John Harris know about it, and why is he dead now? Yeah, and people don't think my life's in danger. But whoever, listen, I'll tell you now straight, whoever these people were, whoever it is that I've seen when I've gone through that room, I don't know who you are. I never saw you. I just remember seeing that knee and then looking up and going, oh, she's not old. Hang on, that's weird, isn't it? And then the boy.
Do you think that what you've seen was some kind of satanic coven or human traffickers dungeon?
Well,
like
there's got to be something. There's got to be something, you know, because for John Harris, you know, it's one of these things I would never have known. But John said it to me. And now he's dead, so clearly it was of significance. But if they're worried, oh, he knows who we are, and he could, I don't know who you are.
Well, who owned the club back then?
I don't know. Daniela took me. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone in any of these clubs, right? And I got introduced to Peter Stringfellow one day, and that was T Green, who was our ex-backing vocalist, took us in there one night, and I thought, oh bloody hell, what? I can come in here whenever I want. So I started going down there with my friends every night, taking a piss. In tracksuits and caps.
Oh, you got in for free?
Yeah. So you would go down there, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Free
drink. Do you think it all leads back to those red rooms?
I don't know. I think it's got more to do with this Watkins thing. It's more to do with...
Was Watkins linked to that at all?
Well, I've not seen it. I've not seen it. He's linked to everyone apparently.
Where did you meet Daniela? Did he set that up?
Well, he could have done because she rung my mobile one day. I never gave her the number, and she rung my mobile. I was in the bath and I just got one of them brick Motorola phones, and it hadn't been on very long. And I get this call one day. Hello, who's that? It's Danny. Who's Danny? Daniela. Sam of EastEnders. I was like, oh, hello, you all right? Oh, yeah, I remember you. And it started like that. So it started.
And then what did she say?
What do you mean? What, when we first started talking?
No, yeah. What did she say after that? Oh, I fancy you, or what?
No, because I was seeing a girl at that time called Melissa Bell. She was Lucy from Neighbours. When they had a second Lucy come on there, she was quite a nice looking girl, and I met her on a TV that we was doing, where we was all on the train, and on the way back and that I started talking to her, and we ended up going out a couple of times, and Daniela was Melissa's friend, and when Daniela rung me, it must have been from Melissa's phone. And things with Melissa, I mean, it didn't really last. You know what I mean? It wasn't something like we was together proper. It was, I don't know, it was one of your first experiences with someone who's famous. You know what I mean? It's weird, isn't it?
Yes.
It's weird anyway.
So it went on. What did she say? Go back to what she said.
No, she talking really sort of. She couldn't really flirt too much, you know what I mean? Because obviously I was seeing Melissa, but she had me number stored. Don't worry about that.
So and then you sort of started going out.
Yeah, I started seeing her and that. She was doing theatre at the time, and she drove all the way down and that to come back to Walthamstow. And then go, and you know, to come down here like 4 hours and drive all the way back up there. It was like that then, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know she's done a lot of that stuff about, she did that therapy program about how she was plied with cocaine at clubs and how...
Yeah, I've read it. I've actually screenshotted the article. She's saying And the reason I'd done that, because I've already had all this. When we split up, I got told, yeah, I got her on it. I was like, what? You are having a laugh, aren't you? With that one, you are having a laugh. So obviously I'd done a bit of screenshotting a few years ago, and I was like, oh, here we go. Taking gear at 14 in nightclubs. Well, I didn't know you at 14, so clearly it ain't me.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do this sometimes just to you know, because everyone's got an opinion and they think they know, and they know nothing.
Mm.
They don't know.
So
I tried to get her off it. They don't know about all that. They get the lie that, oh, he's got her on it. I bet it was him. No. I don't do gear. Never liked it. Don't like it. Did it with her. It was very hard not to when you was going out with her. All the clubs you're getting dragged round and out. I didn't know none of these people. I was like a novice, just following her about, going to this club, we're going there, we're going there. All I kept saying, everyone's got bloody gear on them and that. You know what I mean? I didn't like gear. I smoked weed.
Well, she might have been sent in your direction. You know, she's told about,
Possibly.
Being used and passed around and, given coke when she was really, really young. And
I'll tell you what
maybe
she does know about. She knows all about Tom Watkins. Ask her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she knows. She actually probably knows more than I do.
Why is that?
Because she's known him for longer. I came in, listen, by the time I was in the industry, people like Daniela and them, look, they were well established. I was sitting down as a little boy watching her on EastEnders, having me Sunday dinner with me nan and granddad. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Not even a twinkle in my eye of even being famous at that point. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So,
but I thought that Tom Watkins was music rather than acting.
Yeah, well, he used to manage a girl group called Faith, Hope and Charity, and that was Danny Bear and two others. I have got a screenshot of it, and Tom managed them. And Daniela will tell you a story of how she got sent up the sweet shop with Danny Bear to buy Tom Watkins some Tampax for his arsehole.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because obviously he has it pounded.
We mustn't on the radio. We mustn't on the radio.
Sorry, America, but like this has gone way past politically correct. You know,
well,
I'm sorry.
we must be careful. I'm just bringing up a picture of Danny Bear. The
group
I didn't really recognise her actually.
Faith, Hope and Charity.
No.
Yeah, so like amongst them lot, I know that they'll have their own stories, but they, you know what I mean, they probably won't speak out because, you know, Watkins is like he's still someone in this industry. I mean, God knows why, but he's someone. So he must be a very high up music mason, which is what Andrew Ash, the alleged Operation Fernbridge witness, you know, David from Panorama, that's what he told me.
David from Panorama?
Yeah. Well, it's Nick, isn't it? Xaro Nick, David from Panorama. It's all Andrew Ash, whose full name's Andrew Ashworth. Yeah.
Sorry, you just lost me for a minute. Where did that come? Sorry, who's this new character?
Andrew Ash. How did we get onto that? What did you say before that?
I didn't say anything. You were talking away. And then out that came, and I'm just
no, because it was relevant. This is what I'm saying. You got to catch me on it, Christine, because well, you know, I've got so much information in my head. I really need to do a documentary and put it down. It's going to be about 6 hours long.
No, I know my brain is slow because I'm flued up. See.
No, hang on. I'll tell you how we got to it. We was talking about Tom Watkins. We was talking about Faith, Hope and Charity. And Danny Bear and Daniela Westbrook getting sent up the shop to buy Tom Watkins Tampax for his arse.
Yes, and then
that's where he was. And then
Andrew Ash.
And then that's right. And then I said Andrew Ash apparently knows Tom Watkins as well, because I'm saying Tom Watkins is a high up music mason, and one of the people to tell me that was Andrew Ash, who is also AKA Nick from Xaro, right, and David from Panorama. It's all the same bloke. Andrew Ash, the Operation Fernbridge witness that.
Oh, I see. Now, David so he's been on an episode of Panorama as some kind of person telling all.
Yeah. No. He told all on the interview that I filmed of him for the Express. which was Bill Maloney and Chris Fay, yeah? Do you remember?
Yes.
Right. That's where he tells all. And then
Panorama?
And then 2 years later, in 2016, he ends up on Panorama being shot from behind so you can't see his face, with his voice dubbed with someone that sounds just like him, saying what they want him to be saying. And I know that to be true because I've got a recording I could play you with Andrew now saying, I didn't want to do Panorama, it was Chris Fair. It was Chris Fair. He says, didn't want to do Chris, didn't want to do it. And he said it was all Chris Faye done an interview. I didn't want to talk to him, but they had footage. And I said, yeah, well, that's the footage that I've filmed that they're showing you. And he's going, your name never came up. And I've said, well, I'll bet my name did come up because you just said that they had footage. That's the footage that I put up of you talking to the Express, James Fielding. And Robert Kellaway was working there at exactly the same time. So is that a coincidence? No. It's another setup. So I could go out there thinking I'm helping, name names that Andrew's telling me, only need one of them to be wrong, and then he's discredited, and my credibility's gone. And then who's going to listen to my real phone tapping evidence? No one. That was their plan, and they've been caught. Unlucky. Try again. Something better, a bit cleverer. Except they're not that clever. All they can do is go and pull a dark, nasty move and kill you, or, you know what I mean? So I've got a bulletproof vest here, Christine. I got it yesterday.
Oh, cool.
No, it don't work very
So, do you think
well
that...
shot in the head.
Yeah. Do you think that Tom was maybe abused when he was a child?
Tom, what, the manager? I've got no idea.
To make him so, I mean, like needing a Tampax, was that because he had like a few guys at one
time? Just he's a dirty, manipulative bastard who likes to control everyone. I mean, he wouldn't sign us as a manager unless you first signed to his sub-publishing company. So that means if you turn out to be a great writer, he's got 20% of you. And that's nothing to do with him, your publishing. He's meant to be your manager, getting you the best deals, not nicking 20% of your writing if you turn out to be a great writer, which is why he pushed Tony so hard and got him that #1 that I sung. But I'm on benefits and they've all got millions. How is that right? But they can keep their money. I want their money. They're welcome to it because they cannot enjoy it fully because they've all got a conscience hanging over them going, you can't enjoy this money. You got millions, but you can't feel right about it. Good luck.
So back to this human trafficking kind of situation that you saw. What happened to Browns, excuse my ignorance, after it was raided?
I don't know. I just see that one article in the paper because I just thought, you know, I'd have a look around and see if there was anything relating to it all after John brought it up and I'd spoken to Daniela. And then obviously I was going around just saving clippings because it helped me in my mind piece everything together first because I needed to know what's going on here. You know, I'm getting stories left, right and centre. Got Ben Fellows, you know, telling me stuff about the manager and like it was coming from all directions. So I think I've handled it pretty well, actually.
You have, yeah.
I've got quite a good fix on what I think is the full picture as well now. You know, with what Tom Watkins has done. You know, I doubt I'm ever going to be able to properly come out with that for the sake of not myself, you know, for someone else again. But that's what's right. It's not down to me to make that call. I've got Watkins anyway. I've got you anyway, mate. You give me gear at 17. If we just want to go there, let's go there in this silly political correct world now. You gave me cocaine at 17 years of age. Jimmy Savile's your mate. Jonathan King's your mate. And Andrew Ash, David from Panorama is naming you as well. I think that's more than enough, Tom. I think that's more than enough to get you in a room and start asking you some proper questions.
Oh, I'm just remembering that there was a guy helping me with my website. Well, he did a website for me. It was very nice, but went absolutely crazy because he said, well, you didn't challenge Brian when he said those things. And He just
So he's a
don't
mate
pop-
of Tom's.
Probably, yes, because, there was a lot of hate went down towards me, and then, there was all the trolling that went on. So
Don't worry
he
about
trashed my website. So that was my punishment for not. But, when someone comes on the show, that is your experience. I'm not going to say, oh, you didn't have it.
Yeah.
Because that's up to him to come along and, state the opposite if he believes that wasn't so.
I mean, why would I lie? Why would I lie, Chris? You know what I mean? Why would I lie? I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. I ain't got a book coming out. I'm not making a big comeback record. I've got nothing to sell you. I just don't want my only thing on this earth as this person that's taken this kicking to just be remembered for, he took some pills and we only took on everyone else's side of him. I'm setting a record straight. People are going to get to know me.
I don't think people pay much attention to that News of the World shit. They even sort of tried to drag down Sarah Ferguson. They know that the News of the World was evil. They know that they try and whack their asses on people. They know that that's what they're like. So I don't think in the public's mind you are thought of that way. I think they just remember, your voice, your singing, and that's what they remember. They know the News of the World is shit.
Yeah, but I can't feel good about any of that. I can't feel good about any of it, and I'm just left in this wonky situation of, I don't know how my life is supposed to be now. It's not. I know I don't want all the fame. I know I don't want that. I'm not looking for any of that. I suppose now my mindset is, look, whether people want to believe it or not, I believe in God, and I believe once you become awake and you're not in the place of where you don't know what you're doing of, like when you're a kid, you know what I mean? Once you're fully awake and you know something's wrong, I can't go through my life and not do anything about it. I don't know what's happening to me, Chris. I don't know. So I have got a heart and I do care, and I would like to see people in this country that are the underdogs and the people that have got nothing have something. I'd like to see them all have something, because no one deserves to go through their life being unloved, not cared for, being treated like shit, never having a chance to do anything, and having to sit back their entire lives watching everyone else looking like they're having fun. They're actually not having fun. They've all sold themselves off and compromised themselves in some sort of way. So believe me, people with no money, these people are not having fun. The people that actually are winning are the people that make do with what they've got. And these are the people that deserve to have, not these politicians that sit there in that building lying to us, drinking all day, colluding with the police and the newspapers to put out their agenda, what they want.
All the smug middle classes with their mansions and their
it's wrong.
Rules and regulations.
We already know what people like George Osborne think of the likes of us. I've asked someone that knows stuff about him, but he don't really think like that, does he? Oh, no, he does. He thinks we're the scum of the earth and we're nothing. Is that what you think, George, yeah? Because I'm going to show you a thing or two, mate, soon. George Osborne. Don't know who you think you are.
So what do you think, what do you think you're going to do for the future?
I don't know. I'm not making any plans because I could get killed tomorrow. But no one gives a fuck anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm now going to be the biggest pain in all of these people's asses to teach them, show them what it's like on the other side of the fence when you're getting caned for once and you can't win and you can't defend yourself. That's my mission in life now. I've come to terms with, you're not making no more records, you're not going on radio no more. Don't want to be on their radio stations anyway. It's all run by paedophiles. So why would I want to be there anyway?
Apart from this one.
I'm talking about mainstream. I'm talking about mainstream. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
BBC. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, BBC. Because let's face it, if you don't get Radio 1, don't get A-list Radio 1, you're not having that big record that everyone thinks you're having. You're going around doing all the little B stations up and down the country, all the little sister stations and that, and you're not going to do it off of that. So it's a decision. Do we turn the machine on for this person or do we turn it off? And for me, they turned my machine off a long time ago. I've been flatlining for years, but I'm still here hanging on on life support.
Yeah, that's their whole corrupt little satanic little monarch type fucking thing. Excuse my swearing. I mean, a lot of your songs, as you were saying on Twitter there, I mean, I noticed that one, There's No Place Like Home. And
yeah, but I wrote that. I wrote. Well, Tony wrote the verses. I wrote the. We come back from America, and a guy who was on the road there, who was the road manager. He showed me how to play John Lennon Imagine. While we was on the road, and when I got back, I said to Tom, I want to go in the studio. What, you know what I mean? Let someone else have a go. You know what I mean? I want to go in. So I went in, and obviously I had a little change about with them chords and that, and just started singing this hook. But I've not been programmed, Christine. I'm telling you, I've been in that world, and I've not seen any of that. I think I was left to just be me, because I think they must have decided early on, we can never bring this guy in fully. He'll blab. You know, so it was just catered to his ego. We're using him to sing the songs. Everyone's getting paid. Don't worry about it. That's what I think. And
so you wrote that whole song, or just a bit of it?
Tony wrote the verses, because I remember being pissed off about it, because I thought I got the royalty thing through, and it was like, hang on, why is he composer number one on it? This song came from me. He wrote the verses, yeah. And but I don't, like I say, I don't care, man. I'm not.
What was the verse?
What's that?
What was the verse? What was the verse?
The verse was seen the C7, sailed across them all, seen the moon rise over Paris, watched her gently fall, and then he goes into some rap that, yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? I came up with a chorus. I came up with a hook, man. And then my point being is that the song got completely taken over, and I had no control over what they put in the video. And I see what you're saying, though. Now it's just another part of the symbolism that you've picked up on in around the world. The No Place Like Home, Yellow Brick Road, and the red shoes.
Yeah, because I had I was a monarch. I grew up in a Jesuit orphanage, and they did that monarch stuff to me. I believe it was only after I wrote my second book, In for the Kill, someone approached me and said, "Did you know you're a mind-controlled slave?" And of course,
so what's the process? What's the process, Christine? Like, how does something like this start happening to you? How does it come about? And did you know it's going on when it's happening, or what? You know, how does something like this come about and happen?
Well, they get hold of you when you're a child. They have to get you as a child. I mean, because I grew up in an orphanage, they had constant control. Then I went to an adoptive family that was linked to the Vatican. My aunt was a nun, and I used to go to the convent all the time. And basically, what they do, they get hold of a child, they sexually abuse the child, they use different methods of torture, and they split the child, so the child has like separate alters but separate parts, and it's not like multiple personality, it's just parts of the self are made into like aspects, and then they take one or two of them and then they hypnotize those parts. And so what will happen?
They're blocking out certain parts of you, blocking out certain feelings and emotions, or
they do. They can take your sexuality, for instance, and like sometimes, say for someone like Daniela, if it was done to her, she would have that part of her triggered when, you know, she was on TV, or if she was set against someone like you to kind of, you know, bring you somewhere or do something, she would kind of be triggered to do that, like, you know, in some kind. And they use different triggers, and they use handlers to trigger the slaves to do different things. There's the sex slave slaves, most of them are singers and actresses, and
Is this more in America, or is this more? I mean, are we seeing this? Are you seeing this going on right now here in the UK? With are you seeing it going on right now? Is there
Yeah,
anyone,
of course. Yeah,
obviously you can't name names, but is there people that this is happening to right now in front of our eyes?
yeah, right now in front of our eyes, and the UK are in on it too. It's mainly started by the Vatican. I mean, I was investigating, what happened to me, and that was back, in my kids' home that was Jesuit run. But all these people.
So you was in Rome?
No. The Crusade of Rescue is in London. It's an orphanage in London. It's still operational. They've changed their name now to the Catholic Children's Society, but and it's linked with the intelligence services. I mean, I went to work for these ex-MI6 agencies, and then I found myself in the news of the world, and doing what I was doing, and basically, using my sexuality. I used my sexuality to have a relationship with Greg, as you know, and I used my sexuality with John Boyle. I brought John Boyle and Greg Miskey together. I never would have done that if I wasn't having a sexual relationship with both of them. I didn't feel attracted to them. They were a lot older than me. You've seen Greg, Why was I doing that? But I can't have a sexual relationship with normal men. I don't own my sexuality. But when, I'm operational, it's triggered. So because I was having a sexual relationship with both these men, I brought them together. I started phone hacking. Now, I ask you, that's quite an important thing to have done. Even if nobody believes that I was a monarch, they just, think I was a slag or something.
Well, it's easy to knock someone once they start talking about things that are just a little bit outside the box. And that's what they jump on first. But
exactly. But it should have been in Nick Davis's book about the phone hacking, but he completely left out Boyle, completely left out the fact that even Boyle had trained another man called Andy Gadd. Andy Gadd hacked for Ian Edmondson. Now that was between, that was going up to 2011. He was still hacking for Ian Edmondson. What about all those victims? So there was John Boyle.
Ian Edmondson paid me for the story that went in the Sunday People when I got the machete attack. So that was in 2001. Would this Andy Gadd been around Edmondson in 2001?
I don't know. He might have been. What happened, Boyle?
Because it'll be another private investigator that would have been doing me, who I need to look at.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He would have.
Andy Gadd,
Andy Gadd. What happened? Boyle had his two little office boys. Pardon?
I said, he ain't nothing to do with Paul Gadd, is he?
No. And he set them, he basically, when they found out, John's earning the money, then, of course, Mulcair, got seduced by Greg and went off. But Gadd got seduced. It might have been Ian Edmondson at the People, but he got seduced. And then they both left Boyle. But they'd already learned Boyle's tricks. So they basically went off running around Fleet Street with them. I think Andy Gadd went to work for the Sunday Mirror. That's why everyone looks for, Mulcair. They leave out John Boyle and they leave out Andy Gadd.
So there's a reason for that.
Shit. Pardon?
There has to be a reason for that.
Boyle. Remember I told you that Sylvia Jones from Panorama, she's a top-notch woman, okay? She said to me, Christine, I want to expose Boyle. And she set off to do a documentary about him. It took a couple of years. She came back to me. I said, where's your documentary? She goes, nope, it got stopped. I said, why? I said, MI6, because he works for those. She goes, no, top cops have used him. He's linked with top cops. He's very, very well connected. Nobody will touch him. And this is all linked with the music industry. I said to you, he had a band that he managed.
Yeah, which makes a complete circle of all of the different areas of this that I keep saying they all know each other. I mean, you've just finished the circle.
Yeah, and not to mention that he took me to these weird skin 2 parties, which were, again, the type of all lights dimmed and walk around with masks on and that type of thing. Sorry to expose you, John, for that. And I know your wife, Anne, won't like it. But, it's about time everything came out,
She must know what he's like.
I don't think she does, but
No. Oh, well, a big shot coming there then.
I know. Well, she's probably in it for the bloody money. I mean,
Listen, they're all happy to go around exposing everyone else, but as soon as it's them in the firing line, everyone's got to shut up. No,
I know.
don't work like that.
I know.
Keep
There's so much
stitching
more
everyone
to
up
this.
and that.
Like, you know, Brian, it's the rabbit hole and it goes down. And actually, you know, you come to it and you realise that actually you were saying, oh, I want to find out who I'm targeted by. It's actually just pure, unadulterated evil, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, there's some strange people about, and they are definitely wasting their life experience being on that side of the fence. Like I
Well,
said,
yeah, you could have gone on, couldn't you? And there you'd be in your mansion, you know, even more records behind you, and you wouldn't know any of this. You're actually in a better position.
I'd probably be an absolute wanker as well.
I know.
Wouldn't care about anyone else because
Exactly.
I'm right. It's not my problem.
Exactly.
No, I'm glad what's happened has happened to me in the funniest of ways, because it's brought me to the understanding of who I am now, and I understand people, and I understand the seriousness of life, and it's definitely not a joke.
Yeah.
And I as sure as we're here now, I believe that there is a God, and he did make all of this, because it ain't come from water dripping on a rock. I'm sorry. I don't know how God made God. I ain't got them answers, but I believe it's there. And when I changed my consciousness into, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to jump on a bandwagon to further myself. I'm not going to do none of these things. I'm going to go the absolute other way. And when I did that, something in me changed, which is why these people are never going to win. When I die and I leave this place, if there is something else, I want to know that I paid attention to the signs while I was there and I did the right thing. Not many people do it, but I'm in it now, and this is me, and this is where I'm at.